Hello, my ambitious babes. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Zen AF Hustle podcast recording going live on Instagram for this hella ambitious episode. And this one is going to be all about how I started a new business as a new mom, which I haven't really touched on the mom life so much in these recordings, but I want to touch on it now because I think that it's very fitting to the new year coming up, because I know a lot of you guys have a lot of goals, and two, because I'm about to pop. I'm like 38 weeks pregnant, almost 39 weeks pregnant. I'm personally about to embark on a whole nother level in my life in terms of motherhood. It's my second baby, my second daughter. I'm super excited and also super nervous of the unknown, right? Like, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. But it also got me thinking about how I did it the first time around, because the first time around when I got pregnant, I had a brick and mortar business, which was much different, right? But then we moved to California from Toronto, and thank you so much for the good wishes. I'm really excited about the baby. So we moved back to California, where I'm from originally, to be closer to my family when I got pregnant. And even before the baby came out, I already knew, like, I didn't want to leave her. Like, I wanted to be close to her. I had already felt misaligned with a brick and mortar business because I really just love my freedom. My husband would be going on, work trips, and I couldn't go with him. And, we're very like spontaneous people, and we like to travel and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I have duties here. I'm trying to build a business and I have to be present. So it was such a natural thing for me to go virtual, but it was a whole nother world. But I had decided to do that before she even came out. And when she came out, I was in no rush to start my virtual business. I was still kind of trying to figure it out, which direction I wanted to go. I thought I wanted a wellness business. I thought I wanted a subscription, workout business. I thought I wanted all those things. And, just going through the motions of it, it became super clear that, I became more and more aligned with what I wanted to create. And the pandemic kind of pushed me into it before I was even ready, right? Because there was a lot of demand for online workouts and things like that. So, it was a good thing for me, because it just, it was so weird and different to put yourself out there on camera versus in front of people, in front of a classroom, which is also really scary, by the way. So it was just so much more to navigate. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, in terms of, and I'm going to obviously just try to break it down as easy as I can for you guys, of like really what were the micro steps that I took to really build this business, because there were some pivots along the way, right? And the pivots came with just knowing that now I have this bigger platform, and also trusting what I am more now aligned with. So the first thing that I did was just basically create my goals and why I wanted to create what I wanted to create. This is going to be super, super important, right? You have to plan things out. It's very hard to just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. If you don't have a clear path, if you don't know where you're going, then it is likely that you will go nowhere, because, even just like a navigation system, if you don't put in a point B, then you're just going to start be tossing back and forth from A to C to back to A and who knows what, right? So you have to really know what you're going. You have to create a plan. Love you. Thank you. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate you guys being here and not talking to myself. So for this, it's like, and navigating a new mom role and also navigating a whole nother new business, right? A virtual business, something I had never really done before, had only dabbled with in terms of social media, but I had no real strategy. You know, I had to really understand my priorities. So once I understood my goals and why I wanted to achieve these goals, right? A successful business, then I had to really establish my priorities, because as a new mom, if any of you guys have kids, if you don't have kids, whatever it is, even if you don't have kids, like you only have, I always believe that you have an infinite amount of potential, but not an infinite amount of capacity, right? So in every day, we have a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of time, right? And it's how we use those resources that really are going to determine how far we get and how quick, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to, like, I personally, like, as an ambitious person, and if you're here, that's probably what you resonate with. I want to work smarter, not harder, and I want to get there faster. I learn from people for this very reason, because again, I value my time and I value my freedom. So again, that why did you start this in the first place? Why do you want these goals in the first place? Because that's where I see where a lot of people go wrong. They say like, oh, I want more. They want to build a business to have more freedom, to have more time to spend with their kids and stuff like that. And it's the first thing that they sacrifice. And I promise you, I made some of those mistakes as well. And they kept me like super stagnant for super long, until I realized, whoa, like I'm scared to make those mistakes again. I released them, and that's for another episode, because that was a whole other thing. And now it's like I just made so much more space in my energy to succeed, right? So determining the priorities is going to be super important as well, because unfortunately I see so many people wasting a lot of time, energy, all sorts of things on the things that don't even matter, right? I got really organized as well. And because again, you can be spending your time, just so unorganized and not knowing the direction that you're going, that is just so much wasted energy and so much wasted time. What I realized really quickly, about a good 5 months postpartum, is that if I was so stressed out, you guys, I had postpartum anxiety. If I didn't put myself first, then nothing else mattered. Like, my daughter would not have a happy mom. My business could not move forward. Like, I was just not the person that I wanted to be. I was not my best self if I did not quickly put myself first. So in terms of priorities, that was one of the things. The most to do, so Kara's asking, what would you say matters the most to do? So it depends on your business, right? But usually a virtual business comes with usually the flywheel, right? In business, we call this flywheel, is like, what's the thing that kind of feeds into your business, that drives your business? And usually, I'm not saying every time, but usually it's content, right? It's content like this, right? It's your posts, it's your videos, it's your offers, it's your programs. It's the content that drives your business. So you have to kind of know who you're speaking to, what they want, how they buy, why they buy, what your solution is, what their problems are. So it's usually the content. So if you are not producing the right content and not having conversations in order to sell your services or product, that's usually the needle moving thing that you need to do. So instead of like website stuff or whatever, it's usually just, it could be as easy as just having more conversations with your community or your audience or what have you, right? It's usually just understanding, right? Taking the time to understand what you're selling, what your solutions are, what their problems are, and not skipping over that work, right? Because sometimes as service providers, or even as a product, oh, you're very welcome. As even if we have product businesses, we're so in our business, it already works so well for us that we forget how to explain that value, right? And how to meet people where they're at. So that's a skill that you want to develop and work towards every single day. Those are the moving needle things in your business. So, but without that, right? Like without you being able to like think clearly and have those ideas, like, and be open to the answers to your questions, right? Because sometimes we're just so stressed. We're so in fight or flight, especially as new moms and new business owners. You know, we really, it's like sometimes the business is our baby as well. We're raising two things. You know, we can automatically be in that headspace if we don't take time to take care of ourselves. Then the answers can be staring us in the face, and we just are not even going to be aware of it, right? So definitely determining your priorities, and just a hint, you should be at the top, right? Before your family, before your business, before anybody else. That's literally my mission. It's for, you know, just to help thousands of women understand that they are the number one asset in their life and business and get them there. So I also determined my business model, again, to meet the reasons why I started what I did. I'm doing what I'm doing. Those the reasons why, those are my goals. The reasons why, you know, these are what my priorities are. So having the right business model allows me now that I'm about to have my second baby, step away on maternity leave, and the right strategies, right? All of those things in place. It lets me to step away, and I don't have to worry about anything. It's going to keep running. I can show up minimally. I invested, you know, in strategy, or not strategy, but yeah, like a business model strategy. I invest heavily in systems so that I can relieve my time and gain my freedom to just go and pop out this baby and have my time with my baby, my quality time, right? And the last thing I did was, and it goes hand in hand with those priorities of putting yourself first, is establish habits to reach my goals. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. So whether your habits, whether your goal is to build a new business or have clearer skin in 2022, call in the love of your life of 2022, whatever it is that your goal is, there needs to be habits attached to it, because what you do every day is what determines who you are and what you get and your results, right? So that's why that's so important. So habit can be like your mindset is a habit, right? Whether it's good or it's bad or whatever. It all comes down to the little things that you do every day, and they compound into bigger results. Nothing like, unlike, you know, unfortunately, there's so many marketing taglines that kind of get you to think that one thing just happens overnight. And anybody who has ever achieved anything knows that there's no such thing as like an overnight success. There is energy built up, compound work that is built up that usually pays off. And it's the little things that you do every day that get you big results. So those are the things that I would say. So I have this quote by Earl Nightingale. If you guys don't know who that is, he, what do you do to each day to set your working day and non-negotiables? Funny you should ask. At the beginning of this year, I actually, after like having done this for myself for like a whole year, I took like 60 women through this Zen AF challenge, and I taught them all my like method, basically my Zen Hot Wellness method of how to create better habits, establish your goals, and achieve those goals. So there was such a good result from it. I got such good feedback that I turned it into a planner so that it was much more accessible to everybody. I'll have it here. It's my Zen AF Wellness Planner, and it literally takes you through my like signature system, right? This is not some Canva printout generic thing. This is like having me kind of in your back pocket. I put my whole method in there. On top of that, like there's a website with all my free resources. I'm going to have like you can go through my Zen AF challenge. Again, I'm going to redo it in March because that's usually when a lot of people fall off of their routines and New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. Only about 8% of people actually achieve their New Year's resolutions. Everybody usually drops off around March. So that's probably when I think I'll make my comeback. And I'm so happy to do it with another Zen AF free challenge and just redo it for all of you guys. And now I have my planner that you can buy on Amazon, and it basically takes you through this as well. So it uses NLP principles, mindfulness principles in a way that really helps you change from an identity level, because there's only so much willpower we have. And this works kind of with our subconscious mind using affirmations and intentions to really go to an identity level, because when you go from an identity level on a scale, it trickles down to your behaviors and all the other things that are more surface, the things that take more willpower, right? Because you can like effort your way to the gym, or you can effort your way to like wash your face, 3 times out of the week. But really it's becoming the person that you want to be, the person who has and does the things that you want, right? Those goals. That's what really creates long-lasting change and transformation and real results. So that's why I created this planner. And it's so like, this is also why I wanted to come on right now, because it's a quarterly planner, and it would be great if you guys, I just felt really called, right, to really share this right now, because if anybody wants to start that new year, new me kind of thing, it's possible, right? It's not just like some cliche thing. It could be done. You can be a new you if you really want to, and because it is from an identity level that you have to create this change. There's not surface stuff here. Okay, so that's why I felt really called to share that today. And just so that you can order yours and get it on time for January and start these next, really set your goals for these next 3 months of the year, and understand how to really achieve what you want to achieve in a very mindful, kind way, and realistic way, right? Because, you'll see. I'm not going to take you through the Zen AF challenge now, but you guys could stay tuned for that in March. I'm so excited to redo it. But you also have in that resource website access to the one that I did earlier this year, technically. So, and then I'll also be recording like, 3, goal visualizations and journal prompts and things like that. So for right now, it's the Zen AF challenge that's on the resource page. There's affirmations that are really useful. I show you how to actually use affirmations, everything like that. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Earl Nightingale, you guys, like this, the guy that, he basically goes over Think and Grow Rich. If you guys haven't read that book, read it. It's all about subconscious, all about creating goals. And it's true that if you don't plan for your goals, if you don't write them down, it is just likely that they will not manifest and you will not be able to create it. I don't love using the word manifest, because really it's this aligned action that you're taking, and you are going to be much more aware of that, what that aligned action is. Would the planner work if you have multiple businesses? So the planner is set up to really put yourself first and understand what are the things that you need to do and focus on that are actually going to move the needle, right? So you can have multiple businesses or whatever. It's about how you're going to organize what is the top priorities. So there's on the daily page, the rituals that you need to take, right? In the morning and then evening, midday, whatever it is, to always make yourself the number one asset in your life and business. And then there's always like two top accomplishments that and those are going to be the needle moving things. Like if you did those two things in this day, then you will always go to sleep feeling great and accomplished, and from whatever intention that you set earlier that day. And I walk you through how to do all of this, right? Because what I've noticed is that so many of my clients, like really what they wanted to feel was accomplished. So, and they have no idea. Sometimes they go through their whole day and they do so much and they just don't even take the time to reflect on like what it is that they even did. So they go to bed feeling not accomplished, and that all that does is hinder their emotions for the next day. They think that they're already starting late or they're already starting behind, and it's not even true. So when you take that time, and like it's such a simple planner, but at the same time, it gives such a good system. So I have to say that I really, I thought about all the elements, you guys, because I am you, I am a business owner, I am a mom, I am busy, I only have a certain amount of time, I have all sorts of, time and freedom goals that I'm trying to achieve as well. So I really thought of a good way to make this both functional, practical. Practical is like huge for me, and super, super, super effective. So each week you'll reflect on like the rituals that are working, things that you're looking forward to. Like all of this is extremely thought out. And also tried and true for so many women already. So like I really stand behind this, and I'm always, always looking to improve on it. So appreciate any feedback you guys have on it, or if you guys already have it. And yeah, this is my way of like making this system and basically having me in your back pocket so much more accessible, right? Because this is what I teach my clients all the time. Yeah, I'm super excited about this water. I'm sorry. I have to toot my own horn because it really has, this is how I built my business as a new mom, new business, new mom, and how I got to the place that I am. And, I'm just a happy gal. Like, what can I tell you? And now this is how I'm going to be building, this next year with now 2 babies. So we'll see how that goes. But I already know the things that work for me and the things that don't. So it's funny you should say non-negotiables, because there's literally, it shows you how to take your goals into non-negotiables, right? So, yeah, that's it, you guys. Yeah, it's 10:12. So that's what I want to offer you today. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And again, you can get this on Amazon. My link is in my bio. And it should come in a couple weeks wherever you're at. So, and I really can't wait to do this NAF challenge with all of you in March. I'm going to take some time off with my babies. Thank you. I appreciate you guys stopping by. And if you're catching the replay, let me know. Write a note in the comments. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.